right, hey y'all. We say y'all in Texas instead of you all. Some part of our country grammar. So, welcome to my YouTube channel. This channel is about what it's like to live in Houston, eat in Houston, breathe in Houston, sleep in Houston, play in Houston, and just overall what it's just like to be here. So, I'm a native Estonian. I've pretty much been here my whole life. Went away for college for a few years, but like I said, I've watched this city grow from a small rural town to the big third, fourth largest city in the United States of America. So I know a lot about the city of Houston, and I'm here to share this with you on my channel. If you can, please hit that subscribe button so you can get notifications of when I have new videos uploaded to my channel, and also hit the like button. So if there's anybody else looking for content like this about moving to Houston or what it's like to live in Houston, they're able to find this video. All right, so if you want to know more about living in Houston, let's get right down to it. All right, so I always have a lot of people reaching out to me that are thinking about moving to Houston or relocating to Houston, and they have tons of questions. If you have any questions about our city, you can always email me or my team. You can text us, you can call us, and we're very happy to help you guys. They always want to know, what is the cost to move to Houston and why are so many people migrating to Houston? So over the years, Houston was like the small town, mainly a lot of oil and gas jobs, rural kind of town, and then over the years it grew into this huge metropolitan city. I feel like the word got out, or something just happened, like somebody just hit a button on the internet and the word got out that about how great Houston is, and so people just started to migrate here. And then we also have a lot of like local celebrities and artists as well that put us on the map. But today I want to talk about just like the cost of living. Like, what does it really cost to live in Houston, Texas? Prior to the pandemic, Houston average home price was about $250,000. You can get anything up to about up to almost 2,500 square foot house for that price, just depending on what area you were looking in, because some areas are going to be a little higher than the other areas. But you could get a pretty good house. So a person with an average income could afford a decent house in the city. You didn't need two income households like in some of the other major cities around the United States. So I think affordability started bringing a lot of people here. For our housing, after the pandemic, we went up to an average price point about $400,000, and I would say we are currently, as this video is being made, we're sitting on about 2 months of inventory, which kind of means if, every house was sold on the market right now, it'd take about 2 months to absorb all those homes, and we would not have any more homes on the market. So that means our homes are still selling pretty fast. Prior to the pandemic, I would say our average home sat on the market about 4 months. And if it was a luxury home, it could sit at 6 to 8 months, sometimes even 12, just depending on what the price point was. Our homes are still going pretty fast, although at the time of this video, we are slowing down just a teeny bit as the rest of the country is after the pandemic. But our housing market went through the roof. People started coming here like in droves. It's like the builders had almost like, some of them had anywhere from 6 months to 1 year before they had a house ready for people, because it was just taking so long to, there were so many people moving here, and we just did not have enough homes for them to move into. So we are expecting, unlike the rest of the part of the country, we're expecting Houston to continue to grow. We have data that's supporting Houston is growing as fast as a couple of million people moving here over the next several years. So we do not have enough homes at this current time, unless something changes, to house all the people that we plan. Data and statistics is saying is coming here over this next year or two, in the next few years. So I'm sure that the builders are working on it, but a lot of people are moving here because they're hearing about, the great school districts we have. We have some extraordinary A-rated schools. We have great college. We have great sports teams. We have great nightlife, great food. So I think the cost of living compared to the other market for what you're getting is what's driving a lot of people to our city. And as well as, like I said in some other videos, just a warm climate. People are tired of living in some of the colder climates, so they're starting to move to the warmer climates, and Houston being one of those cities, kind of like a Florida or California. Houston's just one of those warmer climate cities throughout the year, so people are starting to migrate here a lot. The number one, or not even the number one, but one of the things when I talk to, because I talk to a lot of people moving here, and one of the things they always share with me is the quality of their life. Like, I mean, I've been around this country, I've seen the good and the bad of the country, but people seem to, maybe for their income level, because we're just going to use people who make average incomes in this country, they were not living in the best neighborhoods. You know, maybe some of the cities they came from, for the same price, they were in dirty, you know, some of the cities, the neighborhoods they lived in was maybe crime ridden or drug infested, or, you know, fairly grimy, dirty, older buildings that were built in like 70s or 80s or something where it was a lot older. So then they would tell me, well, when I came here, I'm getting, for the same price I was about to pay out there, I'm getting a house for 250, 350, 400, 500 grand. And I'm able to live in this community that has all these upgrades, spiral staircases and a covered patio. And there's some parts of the country, I can't even believe it, but I guess some parts where they don't even offer central air or something, or heating, or I can't remember, but it's not required for the home to have it. So it's just like optional. You could put the AC in your window and things like that. Well, we are way past that and more advanced. All of our homes are centrally heated or AC or whatever. So there's also parts of the country people are dealing with bad quality of water. I think in some parts of Mississippi or something, they're dealing with water, their water's coming out, you know, brown, and they're not even able to take showers in it or do other stuff. So people are coming from different areas or even different parts of the world, same issues, you know, same problems in their country. And then they come here and then it's like, wow, I can get, you know, this nice size house with spiral staircase, open concept kitchen, granite countertops, stainless steel appliances, covered patio, possibly a pool in the backyard, maybe not, it's just whatever the home features. And it's all brand new. Some of the homes are coming with warranties. They also get like these extraordinary, like A-rated school systems with good programs for their children. They're getting, you know, sports and recreational activities for their children, all included usually in the schools. Maybe some small fee. Maybe some of the schools may have a small $50, $100 fee a season or something. But I mean, for the most part, they're giving this very low cost. They're able to move into gated communities, so they feel like they have privacy. There's some of our communities that have guards at the gate where you can't even get in until you go through, feels like an FBI background check, but it's really not. I just be joking. I sold a house to one of my clients, and I remember the day they were moving in, I had to go over there and drop off something, and I said, feels like I'm the realtor, and I feel like I just had to go through an FBI background check just to get in your house, you know, because they joking with them when they went from a starter home to a move-up home, you know, move-up nicer home. People are seeing like just the quality of life. And I think the quality of life, the convenience of major stores and malls and other things being next to the homes, the resort-style swimming pools, the fitness centers being built into the communities and golf course communities, and just all these amenities and what they're paying for it, I think that is what's driving Houston at the rate that it's going. Just to get into cost of living in Houston, like I said, the average price point at this time is around hit $400,000. That's just for an average home. Now, if you want a luxury home, we are sitting around $800,000 to $1 million, and that's our luxury home. You know, you go to some areas, you know, New York, California, and they're sitting at $5-10 million for a luxury, right? We start at $800,000 to 1.2, 1.5 million, and you can get. When I say you're living like a king or queen, you're living like a king or queen. That's the cost of living for that. Those are the homes you can get for that price point. Usually, if you're in the $400,000 or $500,000 under range, you are looking at a house maybe like about 3,000 square feet and under at this current time. And then if you're over 500,000 to $1 million, you're looking at a house a little over 4,000 square feet and above. And like I said, the homes come with tons of amenities in the community. Some of them come with guards at the gate, you know, and these are, you know, barely $1 million homes. I mean, you can start. I have a community where one of my clients moved to, and I think the home's $400,000 or $500,000, and is gated all around with guards at the gate so they can, you know, protect the residents and the privacy of the residents. So they have another great community that I like as well, where you can bring out your pontoon boats and things like that, and that's average price point. And then the homes are all pretty much all built within the last. Some of them are built recently, but of course, the most oldest home may not, maybe as early as maybe 10 years. I mean, so the homes are still pretty nice and new with all the new energy efficiency and materials that we expect in our modern day times. Ring camera doorbells and all that. And those homes you can find something in that neighborhood for 350. It's going to be a little bit smaller, maybe under 2,000 square feet, but you can find something for 350, and it goes all the way up to like 2 million. Another thing to keep in mind is in our neighbor master plan communities, the homes are not divided they have sections, but they're not like you can have the people who can afford the $300,000 houses in the same community, not on the same street or the same section, but in the same community as the people who can afford the $2 million homes. So the $2 million homes may be on this side in this cluster, and then a 200,000, 300, 400 may be built in the different clusters of the area. But the master plan communities are huge out here. I had a client move here from Washington or DC, Maryland area. And when they started looking at Maryland, they were like $400,000 price point. They were looking at something built in the 50s and 60s. And then they decided to come here to a warmer state. They got a brand new, less than 2-year-old home with a built outdoor Italian style kitchen. Beautiful home. I mean, they fell in love with it, and they got it for about $380, I think. And then when I took them to go see the other home, some other homes, so they can just choose what they want, I took them to the other side of the community, and I was like, "Oh, do you like this home, or you like the one we saw a little bit, a while ago?" And they were like, "Yeah, can we go back to that other community where we saw the one with the kitchen outside?" And I was like, "No, we're still in the same community." They thought we were in a totally different community because of how big our master plan communities are, especially if you're coming from somewhere else and you don't understand how our master plan communities are set up. They also, during that same day, we went to go see the fitness center and the restaurant built into the community and a pool. And they were like, "Yeah, so how much more is this going to cost us?" I was like, "It's included." So there's just all these amenities that people coming from somewhere else are like used to paying for, and it's like, no, this is how we live. We're a little bougie out here. We got it good. So I think the fact that our housing quality is what's driving people, but we also have a surplus of jobs. I mean, we have the oil and gas industry is a big business out here. We have a energy corridor district for the energy sector. We have a medical center that has all the major hospitals, like a cancer center, a children's hospital, just different types of medical facilities for different procedures and stuff. And that is such a big area, and people from all over the world come there just for different treatments that they need, especially the life-threatening and life-saving kind of treatments. So we have a really great medical center. We have IT, we have hospitality, travel. We have all the major industries, and we're tons of jobs out here. As far as I'm aware of, the job market is still good. I think we added over 100,000 jobs in this last year to the market. So the job industry is really good. Our utilities are pretty low. We're deregulated as far as electricity goes. So you have different energy providers I think it feels like there's over 50 or 100 of them to choose from. So you can always compare your rates and find a company that's going to give you a great rate. So I would say on average, let's say at like a 2,000 square foot house, I'm seeing myself or like clients I have maybe paying $150, $200 a month in electricity, $50 to $150 a month in a water bill. We pay anywhere from $30 to $50 a month for trash to get all our trash taken away. Our lawn service on a house like that, I would say $30 to $40 is what most of the lawn companies are charging. You can do your own lawn, but out here we have so many lawn companies. A lot of people do not do their own lawn unless they just, are home, like people who just love to do that kind of work on their own. But the majority of the time we hire our lawn service. We outsource our lawn service. Maid service on a house like that is $100 a week or something. Depending on how often you hire them, but $100 to $150 if they're coming out to clean your house. Sometimes you can find as low as $50 to $75. But it depends on how much cleaning you need, of course. If it's a really dirty house, of course it's going to be more. But if it's like a house that just needs maintaining, it's already clean, but it kind of just needs that little maintenance to it, you can find something around $75 to $150 every time you call the house cleaner out. Our parking is free. I wanted to say that because I went to places like New York, DC, and I just remember like you know, you want to park anywhere, it's just, first of all, it's a headache. And then second, a lot of places, they want to charge you $50, $60 a day. Our parking, the majority of our parking around our city is absolutely free. We do have to pay for parking when we go into like the downtown area, but I think that's anywhere from 10 to 15, $20, but that's for the whole day. But it's really reasonable compared to some of the other cities I've seen. And there's also areas where you can park for free if you're able to get that area at the time you're going. So we do have free parking, especially being a major city. Everywhere pretty much in our city, outside of that like inner city kind of jurisdiction, is free parking. I remember even going to some places, like if you want to go to a mall, you have to park. If you want to go wherever, you have to park. That's not like that here. We have free parking everywhere. So that's one of the things, that's one of the good things about our city. We have the majority of our property here in our city is, we have HOAs, which is homeowner association dues. They range anywhere from, the lowest I've seen so far is probably like $100 a year, as much as $3 grand a year. $3 grand is usually our luxury home, so like $2, $3, $4, $5 million. You're paying around $2 to $3 grand a year. But our average home, it's like $500 to $800, $900 a year. It's not horrible, but some people still complain about it because they're kind of like, what is the HOA doing besides, you know, either nothing or sending me a letter about my grass is too high, you know? So sometimes people complain about our HOAs out here, but it's very hard to get a home in our city without dealing with it, like a community that has an HOA. The majority of our communities are going to have HOAs. You can go to our rural parts of town, and even those are starting to have HOAs. I mean, it's just the way it is. So just be prepared to have an HOA, no matter if you have a condo, a townhome, or a single family home, duplex, triplex, doesn't matter. We have a lot of HOA places. There are a few places left even in the inner city as well as the outskirts that do not have HOA, but they are very hard to find. The majority, almost every client I have pays an HOA. It's very hard unless they move to a rural part of town, which is over an hour and a half, 2 hours away from the city. Another thing I wanted to go over is our transportation system. So I don't actually have the data on this as I'm making this video, but I would say like 92 to 95% of us have cars. But you know, there's still a few people who either live in the inner city or do not have a car. So we have a public transportation. Our buses are extremely slow out here. We know when I was growing up, we used to take the bus. It was common, you know, back in the day. I don't want to age myself. Back in the day, it was just really common to catch the bus. But these days, I guess because of modern technology and everybody having a lot of more people having cars, the buses are extremely slow now. It's almost like sometimes I've heard people say they don't even show up. So I don't know really how bad the buses are here because I don't really take the bus. I've owned a car for many, many years of my life now. But I would say the majority of the people need cars, or you can take Uber, you can take Lyft or taxis or limo services or private car services. It is really good to have a car because our city is really huge. It's hot, so you don't even want to be at a bus stop because you'll melt. You feel like you're like, oh, I'm melting. You'll feel like you're melting at a bus stop during the summer. But we do have it, and I want to say it's about $1 or $2 a bus ride. It's not expensive at all. In the inner city, and I think the Galleria area, the medical center district, some parts of downtown, we do have a small train. It's a little metro train. It takes you from point A to point B, but it doesn't go all over the city. It just goes like in our kind of like medical center district, downtown district, in our Galleria district or something. It just goes like these certain places. I think that's $5 to $7 a ride or something like that. Or you can get a card and get a certain amount of rides. But that is how our transportation works. I really do not advise anyone to use it because I've just heard nothing but complaints. But if you have to use it, you have to use it. We've all been there where we may have had to use it. I know when there's major sporting events, people use it, which is fine because you park your car. I think they either park their car somewhere and then they get on that train and then they go down to like the sporting events. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like just every day. Being out in that heat, as well as just being reliable enough to get you where you're going. It can be, the train is reliable, but I think the bus system is a little bit more complicated for people. But hey, I'm sure you'll figure it out. If you do need to take it, you're going to figure it out when it's time to take it, okay? So overall, Houston is still a really good place to buy real estate as your primary home, invest in real estate, or get a secondary home. So if you have any questions about where to find these houses or where's the best place to move or live, give me a call. shoot me a text, shoot me an email, schedule a time for us to meet on my calendar link. I'm here to help. My team is here to help. We know a lot about the city of Houston. Like I said in the previous video and before, we are natives here. So if you need any help with real estate, you're thinking about moving to Houston, give us a call, give us a text, shoot us an email. Like, we are going to help you find this property. Again, my name is Thurayah McBride, local real estate agent here in Houston, Texas. And thank you so much for watching the video. And don't forget to like, subscribe, so you can get some updates on what's going on in Houston market as I make the videos.